squad is hungry for another one. Plymouth's style hasn't changed. Tough defense and motion offense have the Pilgrims just 2 wins away from another crown. But they have some big obstacles to overcome. And the eye of the Northwood Panthers is on the veteran coach Dan Gunn, has never made it to a state finals. He has a gritty, hard-nosed team that could make school history today. Veteran coaches and conference rivals play for a trip to Conseco. It's next in prime time on the Game of the Week.
The TV46 High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Martin Supermarkets, Teachers Credit Union, Otorhinolaryngology and the Hearing Clinic, Big C Lumber, the Shelbourne Clinic, the Electrical Workers Local 153, the South Bend Tribune, and Papa John's.
You have come across your only ticket to the Class 3A semi-state. It's a sold-out Tiger Den as conference foes Northwood and Plymouth go head-to-head on the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week. And how you doing, everybody? Chuck Freeby alongside Bob Nagel. Thanks for joining us for Game 2 of our high school doubleheader on this Saturday night. The Plymouth Pilgrims are going to the Final Four for the 3rd consecutive season. Jack Edison likes to poo-poo that experience. It's only because it's about his club.
Well, I'll never forget the first time he went to a semi-state, Chuck. The wagons and the horses were ready. No, he's been around a long time, but as he said, he never loses the excitement you have, and he loves the matchup. Representing the Northern Lakes Conference, 2 great teams, 2 healthy teams, 2 teams that are very effective offensively, but I think the key today might be who's effective defensively.
Now, on the other hand, Dan Gunn was absolutely shocked when his Northwood players talked to him in the summer about winning the sectional. Here they are in the semi-state. They've done a great job. How in the world have they done it?
Well, they've done it with good team play, and they know each other, they trust each other. This is kind of an example. You know, last year they had a couple individual stars. This year, much more of a team concept, and they've really melded together as a good unit.
Well, let's bring in the Indiana Football Hall of Famer, our sideline reporter, Bo Hunt. These 2 teams seem so evenly matched. What should fans watch for as a critical factor in today's game?
Well, what the fans should be watching out there is the composure and the discipline that each of these teams have. These coaches come in here week in, week out, throughout the whole year, not just basketball season. They're teaching discipline and composure. These kids on the floor and off the floor. Tonight, watch the composure, watch the discipline.
These 2 coaches have combined for 997 career wins. The one who gets 998 goes to Conseco next Saturday. The Papa John's pregame show and the Big C Lumber keys to winner next on the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week. The TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week pregame show is brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Welcome back inside the Tiger Den in Warsaw. Northwood and Plymouth come to familiar grounds for this 3A semi-state. Time now to look at our keys to win, which are brought to us by Big C Lumber. For the Northwood Panthers, they've had a spectacular tournament from their sophomore Skylar Titus. Titus is scoring 15 points a game and now averaging 6 rebounds a game. He has been a force inside throughout the tourney. In the backcourt, Northwood turns to Zach Troyer, a 6'4 senior who leads them in scoring with 15.5 points a game. He also gets 5 rebounds a game, and they had a career-high 25 earlier this year against Plymouth.
Keys to win for the Northwood Panthers. They've got to select their shots wisely. They're very effective when they do that, and they don't want to give Plymouth any chance for a transition basket. Got to get some theft protection. Plymouth gets a transition basket. That's one that's uncontested. They got to make sure Plymouth earns everything they get, and they want to defend that arc. Get out there and stop the three-point shooting for Plymouth. It can be a big difference. Dan Gunn has his team ready for the semi-state.
Well, Dan, happy birthday to you, and what better place to spend your birthday than the semi-state, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you could probably have a better birthday than this.
Except if you won, and that's going to be difficult with this Plymouth team. What concerns you most about them?
Well, every facet of the game. They're very tenacious defensively, and then offensively they're very patient. Davis is a key for them. We have to control him some way. And, they've got to miss some shots for us.
Offensively, I would imagine you want to get the ball inside.
We do. We like it when we can get the ball to Titus and Brown and Troyer on the block, and that's our game, and that's what we're going to look for.
Well, best of luck to you and the Panthers today, you old Scotsman.
Thank you.
The Plymouth Pilgrims have a terrific perimeter offense, and it's spearheaded by their junior guard, Randy Davis, who scores 17 points a game and leads them in virtually every offensive category. But I think one of the key players in today's game is Jake Palmer. He's coming off an 18-point performance against Gary Wirt in the regional final, but it's not his offense that makes him key, it's his defense. How can he match up with that punishing inside game of Northwood?
Well, we'll certainly find out, because one of the keys for Plymouth is to tie up Skylar Titus. They got to make sure that he has to work just to get the ball, and when he gets it, make sure he can't create. He can shoot the three, he can drive the lane, and he can score from the free throw line. They got to tie him up. They got to get something done inside. Whatever it is, it'll be a plus, because it should be an advantage for Northwood inside, and they need to make those free throws. Both these teams got here because they do all those fundamental things, and guess what? Jack Edison has seen that for a lot of years. Coach, congratulations is the first thing in order. This has been another fantastic year for you and your ball club.
Well, up to this point, I've been pleasantly surprised by the way they've come around, so we'll see what can happen today.
Great representation from the Northern Lakes Conference, and as always, it's been another great year. You lost to Northwood in December. You had a team that was still maybe rebounding from football a little bit, but I know you're excited about the chance today.
Well, I don't think we're rebounding any more than they were from football, but yeah, it was at our place, and they played well, we played well, and they were just better. They've gotten a lot better since then, so hopefully we have too.
Does playing in the state tournament at this level ever lose its excitement for you?
Not for me, I'll tell you that. It's butterflies for all week long.
Good luck to you today, Coach.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
The keys to win have been brought to you by Big C Lumber, serving you in northern Indiana and southern Michigan and offering professional installation from the hometown company you know and trust. That's Big C Lumber. And the pregame show has been brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. The tip-off is next on TV 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by Martin's Supermarkets. You can count on Martin's for quality, selection, service, and value. There is a Martin's close to you.
Well, the place has been rocking since they opened the doors literally this morning, and it continues to. It's sort of like a prime rib and lobster dinner. We had prime rib. Here's the lobster. Northwood will line up with Zach Troyer and Dustin Buzzard at the guards. It'll be Kelly Adams, who is listed about 95% for today's game, and Skylar Titus at the forwards. Nate Brown will be the big man inside for the Northwood Panthers. For the Plymouth Pilgrims, it'll be Randy Davis, their leading scorer at guard, along with Chad Clinton and Jared Wendell. Plymouth plays, they give guys in the wings and they move people around. It'll be Jason Renz and Jacob Palmer down low, down front for Plymouth. And, boy, a big responsibility for that group to try to rebound, to try to overcome some size differential that favors the Northwood Panthers. Here's a little series history. Plymouth leads this series all time, 28-10. Their first meeting in 1970. Last time they met was December 15th. Northwood a winner at Plymouth, 55-54 in overtime. And that was a key win in Northwood getting part of the Northern Lakes Conference regular season championship. Referees for today's game are Bruce Heller, Jeffrey Nix, and Doug Greenlee, and Bob Childers is the alternate referee. And our congratulations to those fellas for earning their way to a semi-state appearance here at Northwood High School. Northwood Panther fans to our left, Plymouth Pilgrim fans to our right, and everybody's ready to go. I want to mention that Dr. McFerrin and Specialty Orthopedics are proud to support the Pilgrims tonight. Specialty Orthopedics has been helping players get back into the game for years with their convenient locations in Plymouth and Bremen. If you're tired of being benched by pain, call Specialty Orthopedics. We're ready to jump it up. My partner Chuck Fraby has gotten his ankles retaped and he's ready to go for our second game here today from Warsaw High School, the 3A semi-state. Here's my partner, Chuck Fraby.
Northwood in black, Plymouth in white. The tip comes to Plymouth, and Randy Davis and the Pilgrims start this one with possession of the ball. Chad Clinton goes down low. That is Palmer going in strong for two. Jacob Palmer gets the first basket of the game, and Plymouth has an early lead. Dustin Buzzard on the wing. Has it taken away by Davis. 2-on-1 for the Pilgrims. Davis gets the layup. We've played 30 seconds. It's already 4-zip Plymouth.
That didn't take long, and now, oh my goodness, another turnover.
Jason Renz with that steal. The second one for the Pilgrims already. It's 6-0. Jared Wendell hits the hoop. Dan Gunn wants timeout. Timeout called for Heckman Insurance Agency. They're going nutty in Marshall County. 46 seconds in, and on 46, it's 6-0 Plymouth. This edition of the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by Teachers Credit Union, offering an array of products and services that simplify your life. Visit them online at tcunet.com.
Dr. Darren Minnick at both Napanee Family Eye Care and Plymouth Family Eye Care offers complete eye care services in a friendly atmosphere with a friendly staff. Both Panther and Pilgrim fans, when you can't see straight, call Dr. Minnick at Napanee Family Eye Care and Plymouth Family Eye Care.
Third steal of the game for the Pilgrims, and Randy Davis makes it 8-0. Do you believe this?
Chuck, I'll tell you, there were people that saw the sectional game, the sectional championship game between Plymouth and Marion. They said it was 30-0, and Marion hadn't played that bad, but that's how good Plymouth can be.
Davis called for a foul, and Jack Edison's been bellowing for some fouls at the other end, thinking there's been a lot of contact on those Plymouth layups. But that's about the only thing Jack has to be upset about here in his 34th year. 543 career wins.
Northwood has not missed a shot. They haven't taken one.
Nate Brown's changing that. Panthers on the board. It's 8-2. Clinton for three. He's the most popular Clinton in Marshall County. Chad buries the three. It's 11-2, the three-pointer for Plymouth. Bussard fouled on the way in. I think that might be the second on Davis.
Boy, if it is, that's a huge development. It'd be about the only thing that could offset the start. Now they're going to blow this one against Jared Wendell. Dr. Brent Sonner, his family and staff are all smiles as they cheer the Northwood Panthers to their first semi-state ever. Keeping you mouth healthy and giving you a winning smile has been Dr. Sonner's goal for over 27 years. Always taking new patients. Give him a call or visit him in Wakarusa.
Dustin Buzzard's free throws for Northwood, sponsored by Newcomer Service. Buzzard is a 77% free throw shooter on the year. Averages 8 points a game. He has his first two in this one. It's 11-4 Pilgrims. Three-two matchup zone for Northwood. Davis in the corner, guarded by Titus. Renz wide open for three, but short as Titus tipped it. But the rebound to Palmer, and he's hammered by Nate Brown. First on Nate, first on Northwood. You get a second look on the TCU replay. And Jacob Palmer will go to the line for Plymouth, where he is a 56% free throw shooter.
Folks, what is a good neighbor? It's somebody nearby who helps make your life a little easier. It's State Farm agent Ab Brown. He takes time to understand your insurance and financial needs. Visitor call State Farm agent Ab Brown in Wakarusa. He's at 862-4175.
Palmer, an excellent doubles player for the Plymouth tennis team, hits both free throws, and it's 13-4 Pilgrims.
Pilgrims with 4 players in the scoring column already, and 5 have taken shots.
This Plymouth team, when they get a second shot at you, just ask St. Joe about their sectional game with the Pilgrims. St. Joe beat Plymouth in overtime, as Northwood did this year. And then Plymouth turned around and beat them by 25 in the sectional. Skylar Titus has other ideas how this one will go today.
And Northwood keeping their poise.
Lazy pass that time by Davis, and Clinton slides under the legs of Kelly Adams, and Northwood has to be concerned about Adams because he missed the regional final with an ankle injury, and he's got a pretty decent-sized brace on that left ankle today.
For the past 16 years, Cutting Edge Machine and Tool has specialized in comprehensive machine product solutions for area businesses. Their capabilities range from design and prototyping to production machining, and they can also take projects from prototype to complete assemblies. Cutting Edge Machine and Tool in New Paris.
Boy, Troyer showed great body control to take that pass from Buzzard and put it in. Zach Troyer, his first basket. It's down to 5, and Clinton turns it right around, put up the 3. Adams battles and rips the loose ball away, but then he put an elbow right into the chest of Jared Wendell. Not a smart play by Kelly Adams.
Adams has his first foul.
Take another look on the TCU replay, and he sent Wendell right over the back of Jason Renz with the elbow. Second chance this time down the floor for Plymouth, and you don't want to give them too many second opportunities. Palmer down low is double teamed. Finds the open man, it's Davis. Clinton, shadowed by Buzzard, took it down the lane and charged. No basket. The second foul on the senior, Chad Clinton.
Newcomer Service in downtown Napatee is proud to back Northwood in today's game. Newcomer Service offers complete automotive service, including tune-ups, alignments, brakes, and transmission work. And for 24-hour towing service, just call Newcomer Service at 773-2788. That's Newcomer Service, 773-2788.
Bussard off the leg of Randy Davis, who is a pretty decent soccer player. As you look over at the Edison family, there's Jack. 34th season at Plymouth. This is the 9th time he has coached in a semi-state. Titus for 3. And in the battle for the loose ball, it's going to be a foul on Dustin Buzzard of Northwood. You take a look. Yeah, Buzzard kind of went backwards into Jared Wendell that time, and that's why he was called for the foul.
Bowen Printing is proud Plymouth sponsor for this game and has been supporting Plymouth and the surrounding communities since 1943, offering color copies, commercial printing, custom design invitation, promotional products, full color banners, and more. Call Bowen Printing at 936-3924 for all your printing needs.
Renz rebounds the Wendell miss. Jason Renz with his first basket of the game. All 5 starters have scored for Plymouth, and they're up by 7. Buzzard on the baseline had it knocked away, and another steal for Plymouth. They average 10 steals a game, and they go backdoor as often as not. Jared Wendell gets absolutely hammered by Nate Brown. And the second on Brown.
Boy, and Brown's second. That's a big one right there. Brown and Clinton both with 2 fouls. Brown will have to sit down, and all of a sudden the size advantage that Northwood might have had neutralized by the aggressive play and a great play by Jared Wendell.
Well, Aaron McDowell is 6'4". Here's Wendell, a 52% foul shooter, but he buries that one. He has 5, and it's a 10-point Pilgrim lead, their largest of the contest.
First Federal Savings Bank in Plymouth is proud to support the Pilgrims today. Located just off Michigan Street in Plymouth, they offer free checking and online banking, and your loan payment stays right there in Plymouth.
How many steals can the Pilgrims get? Zach Troyer called for the foul on Randy Davis.
First Federal Savings Bank, your home mortgage expert, is FDIC insured and equal housing lender. And if you're a first-time home buyer, they'll even pay your closing costs.
Troyer picks up his first foul, and Randy Davis goes to the line. He's a 73% free throw shooter. As a freshman, he hit the go-ahead shot for Plymouth against Washington in the state finals, only to see Luke Zeller turn around and hit a half-court shot. And the problem for Plymouth fans, during halftime of the 2A semi-state, they had to relive the agony as the IHSAA held a big shot contest from half-court. Davis 1 of 2. It's a 19-8 Plymouth lead. Aaron McDowell in the lineup took the place of Brown, and Wendell got caught with the hand in the proverbial cookie jar and gets his second foul.
Folks, you want to deal with a company that handles a quality product at a fair price with service like it used to be? Hoover Lumber & Coal is that company. Big enough to handle any size project, yet willing to handle the smallest ones too. Conveniently located near the corner of County Road 142 and County Road 13, Hoover Lumber & Coal is there for you.
Another steal for Plymouth.
6 turnovers to none for Plymouth.
Clinton charges. His third foul, his second charge. Chad trying to talk it over with the officials, and I can tell you how that one will come out.
You think not?
Yep. Pretty good position that time for Dustin Buzzard as you take another look on the TCU replay. So Byron Falstich will check in, and Clinton will have a seat.
McCormick Motors in Napanee is your full-service Chevy dealer, has been serving Elkhart County and the surrounding communities for over 50 years. From the smallest personal car to the largest commercial truck, McCormick Motors can help you. Check out McCormick's on US 6 across from Amish Acres in Napanee.
It's a 19-8 Plymouth lead. Still over 3 minutes to go, first quarter. McDowell gets the ball on the low block, and Aaron McDowell has his first basket of the game. And a double dribble called against Randy Davis and the Pilgrims.
First turnover for Plymouth, 6 for Northwood. As we tell you, the Wakarusa Medical Clinic knows the importance of a solid education and is a proud sponsor of high school sports. They want to remind students to challenge themselves with academics as well as athletics. Wakarusa Medical Clinic thanks the community for their continued patronage.
Buzzards hawked by Davis. Troyer now. Davis will pick him up. It's a matchup zone a little bit that Jack Edison is playing today. Titus finds the open man, McDowell. You would expect nothing less from the Northwood quarterback.
Panthers hanging tough.
Davis needs some help. Renz gives it to him. Wendell was open in the corner. Davis instead goes back to Renz at the high post. Renz had it knocked away, goes to the floor. There's Palmer, and he traveled. Palmer tried to back Adams down by putting the body into him a little bit, and when he bounced off Kelly, shuffled the feet.
Folks, when you have problems with plumbing, heating, air conditioning, or refrigeration, the name to remember is Yoder Stutzman. They've been serving the Napanee community for 35 years and are committed to offering prompt, expert service for your home mechanical systems. Yoder Stutzman Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, building lasting solutions.
Falstich gets a steal. His father played for Jack Edison. That's how long Jack's been around. Now Wendell for three. Run it up. Jared Wendell with 8 first quarter points. He only averages 6.5 per game, and it's back to a 10-point Pilgrim lead. Titus down the lane for 2 and was bumped by Jacob Palmer. Basket would not go. Plymouth fans voiced their disapproval of that call.
And they'll get a chance to see Skylar Titus go to the free throw line. Hutter's Hideaway in Napanee is under new ownership, and the old staff is back. The great atmosphere includes 15 televisions, a non-smoking family dining room, and live entertainment on weekends. Enjoy yourself at Hutter's Hideaway in Napanee.
And the free throws for Northwood, sponsored by Newcomers Service. Titus is an 80% foul shooter. He only scored 6 points, though, the first time these two teams played. He already has 4 today. Back to an 8-point game. What a wild first quarter it's been.
A lot of scoring. 14 is a pretty good first quarter normally for Northwood. Well,
we saw a 30-point third quarter for Northwestern in the 2A semi-state. Plymouth might be able to give that one a mark. In fact, it was 32 for Northwestern in that corner. What is it? Fall stitch open. He'll take it into the paint and travel.
3 turnovers now for Plymouth, 7 for Northwood. Hoosier Driving Academy is dedicated to teaching safe and responsible driving, serving all of Michigan at their Plymouth location. Hoosier Driving Academy, state accredited with professional instructors, is service and safety oriented and takes interest in each student. Visit their website at www.hoosierdriving.com or call toll free at 866-936-2659. Hoosier Driving Academy, keeping you collision free for life.
Skylar Titus, frustrated about the charging call, sets the ball down heavily on the floor.
Little message there, you think?
Oh, so far we've seen more charges than a department store in this first quarter.
At Christmas time.
22-14, Plymouth on top. Wenz down low to Wendell. He is fouled by whom? They're looking at Aaron McDowell as the guilty party. I wouldn't mind seeing that again on the TCU replay. And Director Joe Simons calling it up right away. McDowell, number 21.
Got him with a body, but it was a nice job by Zach Troyer from behind to knock the ball away.
Meanwhile, Wendell at the line now has 9 points already. He had an 18-point effort against Concord last year in a game that some of you fans may recall. Plymouth had some suspensions on the team, had to bring some kids up. Wendell was getting very little playing time at that point and led the Pilgrims to the upset of the Minutemen. Missed that one, but we have a lane violation anyway, so it'll be Northwood ball with 43.6 left in the stanza.
The Heckman Insurance Agency in Napanee congratulates head coach Dan Gunn and the entire Panther basketball team on making it to the semi-state. Way to go, Panthers, from the Heckman Insurance Agency in Napanee. However, they don't want to wish him a happy birthday, but we did.
56 years old for Dan Gunn today, but that gray hair probably getting grayer watching this first quarter as Plymouth has turned in a defensive clinic against Northwood, getting steal after steal and turning it into transition basket.
Actually, they probably do want to wish Coach Gunn a happy birthday. We do too. Well, he's had so much success at so many different schools, and overall just a great gift to Indiana high school basketball history.
Looking for his first trip to the state finals, but his team down by 9 in the waning seconds of quarter number 1. Buzzard forces up a prayer and is called for a travel.
Wow. Folks, Napanee Farm Service and 4 Acre Farm Service carry all your livestock feed. Both are full-service mills featuring steam plate feeds for dairy, heifer, steer, and horses, as well as pet foods and bird feed. Grain buyers for corn and soybeans. Remember, Napanee and 4 Acre Farm Service, proud supporters of the Panthers and Falcons.
Davis misses, and that'll do it for quarter number 1 from Warsaw. The 3A semi-state being led by the Plymouth Pilgrims. They're on top of Northwood, 23-14 after 1 on the 46th game of the week. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by Big C Lumber, now offering professional installation from the hometown company you know and trust. That's Big C Lumber. There you see some of the Northwood fans who have followed their team from Napanee and Wakarusa down here to the Tiger down in Warsaw. Familiar jaunt for both these teams who play here in the Northern Lakes Conference. You see the NLC logo on the floor. But not familiar for Plymouth, perhaps, to be up by 9 after the end of 1 in this building.
Plymouth hit 8 out of 12 from the field, 67%. 5 out of 6 from the line, and they had 2 out of 5 from three-point range. Plymouth, or rather, that's Plymouth. Northwood, 5 out of 7 from the field, but only 7 shots. The turnovers really hurt them. They were 4 out of 4 from the line, 0 for 1 from three-point range. But, Chuck, both teams are getting to the line early in this game, which tells you a couple of things. Number 1, they're good free throw shooting teams. Number 2, the fouls are starting to add up. That's going to be a big factor in this game, I got a feeling.
7 steals already in the game for the Plymouth Pilgrims. They average 10.5 per game. Bussard nearly had another turnover there. He played JV last year, finds himself in a varsity semi-state this year.
Also finds himself guarded by Randy Davis, who's got some quick hands and quick feet.
Well, Plymouth, known for getting after it defensively, they're not used to giving up 14 1/4. They are used to that. Davis the steal, McDowell the foul, his second.
Heartfelt Creations in Napanee is your store for all your scrapbooking and stamping needs. Located in the Country Center on the east side of Napanee, Heartfelt Creations has rubber art stamps, supplies, and gifts designed to inspire the creative genius in you. Visit them at their store or on the web at heartfeltcreations.biz.
Both these teams already in the bonus. Randy Davis with 5 points today. He gets to the line a lot, especially for a guy his size, but one of the reasons are the plays that you just saw, the steals that he gets and his ability to slash to the basket as well.
For 24 years, Bears Auto Body Repair in Wakarusa has been serving the entire area from small dings and dents to complete body and frame repair. Bears Auto Body Repair is a full-service body shop. Insurance work or individual service, the name to remember is Bears.
Nick Neidlinger checks into the lineup for the Plymouth Pilgrims, who lead by 11, 25-14 in the 3A semi-state. Troyer in trouble in the corner. This is Titus down low, stripped of the ball by Davis. Another steal for the junior. Davis goes the distance, and they call a blocking foul on Dustin Buzzard, and that might deserve a second look.
Boy, it sure looked like, you know, and again, Davis has the momentum. The other guy's moving, so he's going to keep going right at him. Yep, you see the foot. The left foot was not planted just enough for the official to call that a blocking foul.
So Randy Davis will go to the line once again. He's been in double figures in 23 of Plymouth's 25 games, and he's headed there again today with 8 points already. Leads this team in steals, as you might imagine from his defensive performance today. Nine points now for Davis, and it's a 27-14 Plymouth lead. Davis gets 3 steals a game. I think he's got his quota already. Troyer with a defender right in his face misses the shot. Rebound tip to Buzzard. He'll let go of 3. And Renz gets the rebound. Davis trying to work against this matchup zone. Wendell almost took some steps, but finds Davis for 3. Short. Adams with a kick out. Gives it off to Buzzard. He got hammered on the way up by Nick Neidlinger.
Infinity Landscapes in Napanee features rubber mulch from tires that have been cleaned, shredded, and recycled for landscaping and playground projects. You're actually helping the environment when you choose it. Call 773-3799 to learn more. Infinity Landscapes, we soften your fall.
Dustin Buzzard takes these free throws for newcomers service. Buzzard with 3 points today, all at the line. He has really cut down on the number of turnovers he's had in the second half of the season for this Northwood club. It's one of the reasons they've been able to make this long tournament run.
Any points they can score with the clock stopped are good for Northwood. Again, no reason to panic, but they need a couple of stops. They got to protect the basketball. They've had 9 turnovers to just 3 for Plymouth in the first half.
Davis loose against McDowell. That time good defense by McDowell, and Troyer gets the rebound.
Good look for Davis. Just a tough roll. Wouldn't go down.
Northwood needs to try to get their post game established. It's been a little more difficult with Brown out of the lineup, saddled with foul trouble. Troyer tried to go backdoor to McDowell, and Plymouth sees that all the time in practice.
Persing Tire and Lube on the west edge of Napanee does tune-ups, alignments, DOT inspections, brake work, and of course, they sell tires. When you need tires and service that go the extra mile, ring-a-ling-ling, just call Persing. Persing Tire and Lube at 773-5566.
11-point Pilgrim lead, 5:40 to go, first half. Ball batted around down low, and Plymouth comes out again after another Northwood turnover.
They're winning all the loose balls. Good hustle for Plymouth.
Here's Palmer underneath against McDowell. Oh, they call McDowell for a body bump. And for Aaron, that's his third. They might have to go back to Nate Brown.
Del Mar Catering and Napanee caters for all your special events, whether it's banquets, weddings, anniversaries, or church gatherings. Give them a call at 574-773-3012. Del Mar Catering.
Jacob Palmer misses the first. Jacob has kind of been a little bit of a late bloomer as a player, but he really does all the little things well, and that's one of the reasons that Jack Edison likes him, and Jake's going to be headed to the United States Naval Academy next year. Nate Brown checks back into the Northwood lineup, taking the place of Aaron McDowell. It's a 28-16 Plymouth lead.
Brown checking back in with two. He's got to be careful. Long way to go here in the first half.
On the other hand, I still maintain Northwood has to find a way to get some penetration, get the ball down low. They did that time, but Titus lost the handle.
11 turnovers to 3.
That, my friends, is the story of this one in a nutshell. Palmer slices through the lane. Buzzard gets the rebound. Nice behind the back move. Troyer spots up for three. Ring-a-ling-ling, just call per sing. They sponsor the three-pointers for Northwood. Zach Troyer now with 5 points.
And they needed Troyer to get into the offense. He only had 2 to that point.
And underneath, we've got a foul called on Zach Troyer as he tried to go through one of those Plymouth screens. And Dan Gunn really shaking his head over on the Northwood bench.
Folks, come visit Rodney Weaver and Luke Hotsettler at Rodney Weaver & Sons Autos, located a half block south of Goshen High School at 630 Lincoln Way East. Rodney Weaver & Sons has used autos that vary from sedans, sports cars, and sport utility vehicles. At Rodney Weaver & Sons, you're going to drive away happy.
Palmer at the line with a double bonus, misses the first. He's had 6 games in double figures this year, and as we mentioned earlier, scored a career-high 18 against Gary Wirt in the regional final last week when Wirt had really worked on double-teaming Randy Davis. Palmer missed them both, but the rebound comes to Nick Neidlinger. Every loose ball, every bounce seems to go Plymouth's way today.
A lot of big hustle points in this first half so far for Plymouth.
There's a rare Plymouth turnover, and Brown gets the steal for Northwood.
Folks, Goodwill needs your help. Get a jump start on spring cleaning and drop your items off at Goodwill's convenient attended drive-through donation centers located at Goodwill retail stores.
Davis comes racing down the floor for 2. Randy Davis now with 11. And the Northwood fans bellowing for a foul call when Adams was stripped of the rebound. Nate Brown, good body control underneath to get 2 back. Northwood continues to be within striking distance. They just can't get a key defensive stop when they need it.
And the last couple times they've had stops, they've given up offensive rebounds. And again, good play by a good team will result in almost that being a turnover.
Neidlinger tried the 3 and then a heads-up play by Palmer to throw it off Buzzard and out of bounds.
Again, Goodwill needs your help. You can help someone continue working to support their family simply by donating clothing and household items. Call Goodwill today.
Anything you would give to a friend, that's the kind of thing you want to donate to Goodwill. Coming up at halftime, Bob will introduce you to our otorhinolaryngology Student Athletes of the Week. Hard to believe we're going to meet our last 2 students of the year.
Boy, and our thanks to the folks who put our beautiful plaques together. Oh, my.
Randy Davis buries the three-pointer, his 37th of the year. 14 for Davis, and the lead back up to 12. Troyer from the foul line. Zach Troyer will answer the challenge with 2. He has 7.
You know, we mentioned earlier, Chuck, when Plymouth lost to Northwood at home on December 15th, they had some guys might have been still coming back from football, but they also had Randy Davis still rebounding from a little bit of a foot injury. We saw him in January He still wasn't 100%, but he's looking awfully effective here today.
Zach Troyer extremely upset with the foul call because it's his third. And Randy Davis goes back to the foul line where he has seemed to live in the first half.
Dr. Laura Markley and her staff at New Paris Family Dentistry would like to congratulate the Northwood Panthers on a wonderful season and good luck in today's semi-state game. New Paris Family Dentistry is a Christian-based office that focuses on cosmetic dentistry. Now accepting new patients, New Paris Family Dentistry is located on State Road 15 and Country Road 142 in New Paris.
Davis had 16 the first time these two teams played in the regular season. He has 16 now today. And it's a 35-23 Plymouth lead.
It's not a bad start, first half.
Yeah, there's time. Brown underneath, got it blocked from behind by Neidlinger.
Brown thought his man had gone by, which he had, but he didn't count on Neidlinger coming from behind, and he whacked that one away.
Wendell going through some gyrations to get that one. Then Neidlinger kicks it out to Renz. He missed the three. Brown gets the rebound and a foul called on Jake Palmer.
Locally owned for 16 years and counting, Eagle Ready Mix has earned the reputation of being North Central Indiana and Southwest Michigan's preferred supplier for ready mix concrete. From the largest contractor to the do-it-yourself project, Eagle Ready Mix knows how to satisfy. Call Eagle Ready Mix for your next concrete needs. Reach them at 1-800-800-4430.
Brown at the line. His free throw sponsored by Newcomer Service. And he hits the first. Let's go downstairs to Bo Hunt for a Hoover Lumber and Coal sideline report. Bo, both fans are howling about the officials today. What are you seeing from down there?
Well, it seems like they're not letting them play that well underneath. Their first game we watched today, they were being physical inside. The refs weren't calling inside. I think they were watching that game and seeing them getting away with it. In this game, they're not being able to be very physical. They're calling every little thing that they call.
Here's Palmer in the paint. Neidlinger back to Palmer. Plymouth nursing a 10-point lead. Renz charges.
Wow. A lot of fouls. Both teams now heading for the double bonus. Watch it again on the TC replay. And good job of holding his footing under there by Brown.
Actually, Skylar Titus was the one who drew the charge that time. He just slid those size 15 shoes under there to hold his position.
That's the scary part about Skylar. He's still growing.
Titus nearly got Wendell with an elbow there. Brown had to chase down the errant pass and then had it taken away. Neidlinger with another deflection. He's come off the bench with some big minutes today for Plymouth.
For 35 years, Stan and Steve Cook have been serving up pizzas, burgers, salads, soups, and ice cream at Cook's Pizza in Wakarusa. Their entire crew can get you going in the morning, feed you lunch, or make your pizza party a great success. Let's all go to Cook's Pizza in Wakarusa.
1 minute exactly to go first half. What else do you have to tell us?
Well, I think they're just going to sit on it, so we'll tell you about Locks and Weaver CPA firm. They can help you with income tax returns, payroll processing, and monthly accounting and bookkeeping services. They have offices in Elkhart, Syracuse, Goshen, and Napanee. The sky is the limit from Locks and Weaver CPA.
Chad Clinton on one knee in front of the Plymouth bench. He seems to think he's Jack Edison. He's telling everybody out there what to do.
Celebrating 39 years, Welty & Sons Well Drilling, drills and services, residential, industrial, and public water systems. Welty & Sons Well Drilling, located in New Paris, is a proud supporter of the boys' high school basketball tournament.
Randy Davis with one eye on the clock. It's down to 15, and he says, hey, let's run a play. Plymouth up 10. Davis stutter steps buzzard and got it. 18 for Davis in the first half. Titus's three-point shot goes awry, and Plymouth heads to the locker room with an impressive 12-point lead over Northwood at 37-25. Jack Edison will stroll over and meet Bo Hunt, and we'll go down to courtside for a Hoover and Lumber and Coal courtside report. Bo?
I'm down here with Coach Edison. Coach, 12-point lead at half. We really were able to come out right off the get and really get on Northwood. Clinton's in a little bit of foul trouble. He didn't even play the second quarter there. What are your thoughts in the first half?
Yeah, both teams now are kind of struggling in some foul trouble. But, you know, we kind of held off there for a little while, but we got off to that early start. Northwood's just famous for, you know that, Bo. Northwood's famous for coming out strong that second half and never giving up. So, you know, they'll come out with everything firing, and we've just got to see if we can answer that.
Coach, good luck the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you guys.
Meet our otorhinolaryngology Student Athletes of the Week next on the 46 Game of the Week.
And welcome back to Warsaw High School in this Class 3A matchup between Northwood and Plymouth. A chance to honor our Student Athletes of the Week. Brought to you by Otorhinolaryngology and the Hearing Clinic. They want you to hear what you've been missing, and we want you to hear about our Student Athletes of the Week. First of all, from Plymouth High School, it's Byron Falstidge, an outstanding young man. He's a senior, 19th in his class. He's been involved in basketball and baseball. Other activities include the Pep Club, Varsity Club, and Future Teachers of America. He's a 3-year letter winner and wants to go to Ancilla College, major in social studies and education. And we also want to congratulate from Northwood High School, Mackenzie Leckleitner. She's just a junior, but she's #1 in her class. She plays soccer and basketball. She's involved in the youth group and very busy with her church activities as well. A 3-year scholar athlete, and just has been an all-conference player in soccer, academic all-state, mental attitude award winner as well. College plans yet to be determined for this junior, but she's off to a great start in her high school years at Northwood High School. At Otorhinolaryngology and the Hearing Clinic, congratulate our winners of our Student Athlete of the Week awards. We'll be back to the Warsaw Tiger Den with halftime stats and highlights in a moment on TV 46.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by the South Bend Tribune. Discover what's in it for you. Welcome to our Dalmar Catering halftime report at the Tiger Den in Warsaw, where Plymouth leads Northwood 37-25. Time to take a second look at our highlights from the first half. This is brought to us by Napanee and Plymouth Family Eye Care. Call Dr. Darren Minnick when you can't see straight. And we begin with our electrical workers. Local 153 electrifying play of the first half. Randy Davis, one of his 6 steals in the first half, takes it in, gets 2 of his 18 points. And the defense of Plymouth really set the tempo in the first half. It made it tough for Zach Troyer and Northwood to get inside. Jared Wendell buried a 3, but defense just keeps on knocking the ball away from Northwood. Turnover after turnover for the Panthers. Finally, Troyer with the 3, but here's Davis again, knifing his way through the defense and then hitting this foul line jumper at the end of the half to give Plymouth a 37-25 first half lead. And Bob, I bet you when we look at the numbers, yeah, something's going to be highlighted in yellow.
Northwood 53%, but on 5 less shots, so Plymouth got the ball up to the basket more. They hit 3 out of 9 3-pointers. Rebounding favors Northwood, but those turnovers are absolutely killing Northwood. 15 of them, and most of them forced, because Randy Davis, among others, with 6 individual steals in that first half. 8 turnovers for Plymouth. Free throw shooting, great for Northwood, 8 out of 8. Plymouth 12 out of 16, which is good, but boy, the turnovers. Northwood can look in the mirror in that locker room and know who the enemy is. It's themselves. They gave it away early. And of course, give credit to Plymouth. They're willing to take it.
Tonight's halftime report has been brought to you by Dalmar Catering in Napanee, catering all your special events. At the intermission, Plymouth leads Northwood 37-25, and second half play-by-play from Warsaw comes your way next on the 46 Game of the Week. This edition of the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by Otolaryngology and the Hearing Clinic. Let us help you hear what you've been missing. As we have throughout the game, we go to Bo Hunt for a Hoover Lumber and Coal courtside report. You had a chance to speak with Dan Gunn. What did he tell you, Bo?
Well, Chuck, I had a chance to talk with Dan and ask him about the foul situation with his guys and with Plymouth and what he thought about the refs. There's nothing you can do about the refs. Like everybody always says, you play what the refs called, live by it, die by it, whatever it is. He also talked about turnovers. Stop the turnovers. They're killing themselves, just like Bob said at halftime. They're killing themselves on the turnovers. Stop turning over the ball. Don't worry about the fouls and just go out there and play ball like they know how.
All right, Bo, thanks a lot. And Bob, you took a look deeper into the stats, and the points off turnovers in the first half a really critical factor.
Plymouth got 21 points off the turnovers, 6 for Northwood. 15-point differential, and the lead is 12 as we start the second half. And pretty well focused there at halftime. I'm sure Dan Gunn didn't have to talk a lot about getting it done. He's got good leadership on this team. Plymouth does as well. Should be a dandy finish.
Poise, I think Bo brought this out in the pregame, and Plymouth, I think, did a little bit better job of keeping its poise in the first half than Northwood did. Davis. Now open in the corner is Wendell for three, but he's short on that one. And the loose ball comes right out to Randy Davis. As it has all day, Davis now at 20. Plymouth with its biggest lead at 14.
Another offensive rebound, and that doesn't count in the turnover total, but that's going to factor as well.
Brown's baseline jumper rattles out. Wendell got hammered by Kelly Adams, and for Adams his second. Hey, let's take a look at our South Bend Tribune trivia question for this game. We mentioned earlier Dan Gunn celebrating his 56th birthday. Well, what college football Hall of Famer was a teammate of Dan Gunn at Ole Miss? And considering the Panthers are down by 2 touchdowns right now, I don't think Gunn would mind having them back.
Well, I don't know. That's a good question there.
Alley-oop pass to Randy Davis. Well, you don't see too many guards Davis's size going backdoor for the alley-oop. Clinton will take it down the lane and dish it off for Wendell for 2. Jared Wendell now with 11. He had 15 in the regional semis against Hammond Clark. And Plymouth is turning this one into a rout.
Well, you didn't want to see panic on the part of Northwood, but you'd like to see a little more urgency. They got to get the ball in the hands of Titus and Troyer. They're going to win this basketball game. They're going to both have to have a great second half.
Panthers just look a little bit lethargic right now, and I don't know if that's because Plymouth is playing with such energy and emotion or because Northwood is a step slow today.
At Fred's Flowers in Appanee, they not only have fresh flowers and gifts for every occasion, they also have a huge assortment of spring plants. You see, at Fred's Flowers, they grow their own plants in their own greenhouses. For spring plants in your beds, it all starts at Fred's.
Davis pilfers his 7th possession of the contest. And then lights it up for 3. Are you kidding me? Timeout called by Northwood. Taken by the Heckman Insurance Agency. They're on their feet again for the Big Red, who are up by 19 in the semi-state on 46. This edition of the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by the Shelburne Clinic. Dr. Shelburne and the physical therapy staff specialize and treat only knee injuries. No referral required. Some injured pride right now for the Northwood Panthers. They find themselves down by 19.
At Stonebridge Mortgage in Appanee, new home purchase, refinancing, debt consolidation, and construction lending are all available. Call Mark Michael or John Fry at 773-7252. Stonebridge Mortgage, people you know, names you trust. Chuck, you made a good point about a little bit of a lethargic look on the part of Northwood. And again, sometimes you want to make sure you maintain your poise, but you can't wait till 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter to come back from this one. You're down 19 and you haven't scored in the second half.
A 7-0 Plymouth run to begin this half. They had an 8-0 run to open the contest. Other than that, Northwood has played them even. Titus got shut off, almost double dribbled. It was deflected. Now Troyer for three. No good, and on the rebound, they'll call an over the back on Dustin Buzzard, and he better be careful because Dustin might be headed for a tee.
Landis Power Washing, specializing in residential, commercial, and agricultural washing. Want you to know they do trucks, buses, decks, flatwork, fencing, walks, and driveways, and pre-painting power washing throughout Michiana. Landis Power Washing uses hot water pressure washers, which will evenly and effectively wash the grime away. Family owned and operated and open year-round. Call Landis Power Washing today at 574-533-9839.
I'm not sure at this point if Dan Gunn wouldn't mind picking up a technical foul right now. He's extremely upset with the way things are going.
Gotta be careful you don't give your kids a reason or excuse to not continue to battle.
And I'm sure it's got to be incredibly frustrating. A foul called here on Jared Wendell. That's his third. But for Northwood, which has played so well throughout this high school tournament, I mean, we've seen them a couple of times. Today, Plymouth has had an absolute answer for everything Northwood has tried.
Helping make our communities brighter for the electrical workers of Local 153. It's more than just wiring lights. It's apprenticeship programs to ensure you get trained, efficient workers for your residential, commercial, or voice data video project.
Troyer for three. Ring-a-ling-ling, just call per sing. Zach Troyer now in double figures for the 13th straight game with 10 points.
For the electrical workers, it's also donating time in their communities to help those less fortunate, and it's supporting local events like the one you're enjoying now. That's how the electrical workers of Local 153 help make our communities brighter.
Plymouth will take a timeout here. Their timeout sponsored by Oliver Ford. 4:22 to go in the third. Pilgrims still lead by 16 on TV 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're helping make our communities brighter. And time now to answer our South Bend Tribune trivia question. We asked who from the College Football Hall of Fame was a teammate of Dan Gunn at Ole Miss. Well, they weren't basketball teammates. They were baseball teammates. Archie Manning went on to that great career with the New Orleans Saints in the NFL.
Pretty good athlete, I'm thinking.
You talking about Dan or Archie?
Yes.
16-point Plymouth Bulge right now with 4:15 to go in the third. And Jason Renz plays catch out with Jared Wendell. Nothing has changed about the Plymouth offense since the day Scott Skiles was running it. It is still based on lots of cuts and motion and tough defense. Davis misses that layup, so he's human. And Nate Brown gets the rebound.
Well, Jack Edison called the timeout a moment ago, Chuck, and I got to believe he told him, hey, if we don't get a layup or a free throw, we're not interested. So they passed it around. Davis drove the lane, put it up. Not a bad shot, but not really what he's looking for. A little impatient there.
Busser tried to direct traffic, and he drew a bumping foul from Renz.
Dr. McFerrin and Specialty Orthopedics are proud to support the Pilgrims today. Specialty Orthopedics has been helping players get back into the game for years with their convenient locations in Plymouth and Bremen. If you're tired of being benched by pain, call Specialty Orthopedics.
Busser just inside the arc hits. Dustin his first field goal of the game, but he has 6 points. Down to 14.
Step at a time.
Northwood fans trying to bring their team back in it.
Boy, there's some shoving going on between Buzzard and Davis.
Anybody that's setting a screen down there, that's a physical game. Clinton misses the three. Titus goes to the floor with the rebound. No call. Ball still loose. Davis couldn't get it to go. Clinton gets the rebound and a foul called on Buzzard.
Skylar Titus trying to light up the referee too. Can't get a call. The referee doesn't want to hear it.
And now the referee, John, right back at Skyler. Bussard called for his 4th foul, and it'll send Chad Clinton to the line. Take another look on the TCU replay, and here's what Titus is all upset about. He felt like Wren slammed him to the floor and there was no call, and then the ball pops loose in a popcorn popper, and it's every man for himself down there. Bussard checks out of the lineup, and Justin Engelmeyer, a 5'9" senior, comes in. Dan Gunn trying to get some cooler heads out there and also keep Bussard from fouling out of the game. Clinton's an 85% foul shooter and hits that one. A pair for Chad Clinton, and it's a 16-point Plymouth lead. Brown was undercut that time by Jared Wendell, and that's the call Northwood's been hollering about all day.
Dr. Darren Minnick at both Napanee Family Eye Care and Plymouth Family Eye Care offers complete eye care service in a friendly atmosphere with a friendly staff. You couldn't have asked for a better matchup for the semi-state. Congratulations to both teams from Napanee Family Eye Care and Plymouth Family Eye Care.
Engelmeyer throws it right to Chad Clinton on the inbounds pass. And then a foul called on Engelmeyer as he bumps against Randy Davis.
Foul number 3, Justin Engelmeyer.
I think, and I'm going to broach this closely, but I think what's frustrating for both teams right now is there are times where a foul like that is called on Engelmeyer that doesn't involve very much contact, and then there are times where bodies are flying everywhere under the hoop and nothing's getting called.
I'd agree with you, partner. And again, these officials are awarded a semi-state because of their great effort during the season, but they haven't worked together. So it's a little bit different chemistry involved here. A lot of times officials will team up during the season.
Here's Clinton, and a push-off foul called against Kelly Adams. And the Northwood faithful extremely upset with that one.
And really, Chuck, I think you're right. Neither team is liking the way it's being called. You got to deal with it. And Jack Edison and Dan Gunn are both veterans enough to know that. Aaron McDowell will check back in. I want to tell you that Dr. Brent Sonner, his family and staff are all smiles as they cheer the Northwood Panthers to their first semi-state ever. Keeping you mouth healthy and giving you a winning smile has been Dr. Sonner's goal for over 27 years. Always taking new patients. Give him a call or visit him in Wakarusa. Dr. Brent Sonner.
Davis dribbles the ball on the outside. 2:20 to go, third quarter. Plymouth with a 16-point lead. They have never trailed in this one. Jumped out to an 8-0 start and really opened it up here in the third quarter. Led by as many as 19. Pilgrims at 23-2. Both their losses in overtime. One to this Northwood team, one to South Bend St. Joe. They avenged the St. Joe loss in the sectional. They're working on this one.
Folks, whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for retirement, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. State Farm agent Ab Brown takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. Visit or call State Farm agent Ab Brown in Wakarusa at 862-4175.
Plymouth just interested right now in working the clock. If they can get a layup, that's great. And they might right here. Jason Wins for 2.
That would be what Jack Edison was talking about at that timeout. Be patient enough to work it for the open shot.
48-30 Plymouth. Now Brown with Falstich under him. Hits the hoop anyway. Nate Brown with 8.
Cutting-edge computer solutions certified technicians can provide effective personal solutions for your computer needs. They specialize in home user and small business clients. Their products and services reflect a commitment to quality at cost-effective prices. Cutting-edge computer solutions in New Paris.
Brown and Davis rubbed up against each other, but no foul call. Down to 40 seconds in the quarter.
Newcomer Service in downtown Napanee is proud to back Northwood in today's game. Newcomer Service offers complete automotive service, including tune-ups, alignments, brakes, and transmission work. And for 24-hour towing service, just call Newcomer Service at 773-2788. That's 773-2788. 88.
Timeout called by Plymouth, and the Plymouth timeout sponsored by Oliver Ford. A reminder, tomorrow on Harvest 103.1 WHME, we've got Purdue University basketball. Second round NCAA basketball action comes your way as the Boilermakers take on the top-seeded Florida Gators. You can hear it all at 4:45 with Larry Clisby and Elliott Bloom on the Boilermaker Radio Network. And your home for Boilermaker sports in Michiana is Harvest 103.1 WHME.
Nicely done there, partner. I want to remind you that Bowen Printing is a proud Plymouth sponsor and has been supporting Plymouth and the surrounding communities since 1943, offering color copies, commercial printing, custom designed invitations, promotional products, full color banners, and much more. Call Bowen Printing at 936-3924 for all of your printing needs.
29.5 seconds left. You see the situation there on the Martin Supermarket scoreboard. Plymouth in control of this one by 16 in the Class 3A semi-state. If the Pilgrims prevail, they go to Conseco for the second time in 3 years. 4 of the players on this Plymouth roster did dress for that state championship game. And as we told you earlier, Davis was a key factor in it.
Do you think Randy will see the ball here before the end of the quarter? Oh, I think so.
I think he might be the one entrusted with it here with 10 seconds left. He hit a foul line jumper at the end of the first half. He hits a 3 here. 26 for Randy Davis, and a steal and a layup that he misses, and a rebound that's swatted away by Nate Brown, and the third quarter comes to an end. What a performance by Randy Davis today. 26 points and 7 steals, and Plymouth leads by 19 on the 46th game of the week. Plymouth up by 19, 51-32 as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Let's go down courtside for a Hoover Lumber and Coal courtside report. Bo Hunt, I know you played many nights against the Plymouth Pilgrims back when you were a Bremen Lion player. Do you see anything different in the way Jack Edison does business now as opposed to the way he did it then?
Chuck, there's no difference at all. Discipline ball control, pass the ball, look for a layup. And when you get down more than 10 points, look out because he's not giving that lead up.
Once again, Jack Edison was asking Bo Hunt to suit up before the game today. And fortunately for both parties, Bo declined.
16 out of 30 for Plymouth through 3 quarters. Northwood's 11 out of 20, but only 20 shots. They only had 5 shots in the third quarter. Plymouth taking the air out of the ball, and why wouldn't you? You're up by 19.
Northwood with a sense of urgency. Troyer bumped by Fallstitch, and he'll go to the line for 2. And the free throws in the second half, sponsored by Reliance Construction in downtown Napanee.
First Federal Savings Bank in Plymouth is proud to support the Pilgrims today, located just off Michigan Street in Plymouth. They offer free checking and online banking, and your loan payment stays right there in Plymouth. First Federal Savings Bank, your home mortgage expert, is FDIC insured, an equal housing lender. And if you're a first-time home buyer, they'll even pay your closing costs, and Chuck Freebie will cut your grass.
Every 100 spots you're allowed to bobble. Troyer misses them both. That's shocking for an 87% free throw shooter.
Plymouth now leading in rebounding. 18-9, the turnovers favor Plymouth.
Palmer holds the ball outside. Here's Davis on the baseline.
There's some discipline for you. Remember last year in the semi-state, showed signs of being a sophomore? Today he shows signs of being just great.
A much different story today for the Pilgrims than it was on that March Saturday against Jay County. Back door open, Clinton went through it and drew the foul on Kelly Adams. I believe that might be his 4th.
Folks, you want to deal with a company that handles a quality product at a fair price with service like it used to be? Hoover Lumber and Coal is that company. Big enough to handle any size project and willing to handle the smallest ones too. conveniently located near the corner of County Road 142 and County Road 13. Hoover Lumber and Coal is there for you.
Clinton, an 85% foul shooter, now has 6 points as he hits that one. He's a terrific three-sport athlete, as Dan Gunn was in high school. Clinton, quarterback on the football team, pitcher on the baseball team. Buries both of those, and it's a 21-point Pilgrim lead.
McCormick Motors in Nappanee is your full-service Chevy dealer and has been serving Elkhart County and the surrounding communities for over 50 years. From the smallest personal car to the largest commercial truck, McCormick Motors can help you. Check out McCormick's on US 6 across from Amish Acres in Nappanee.
Troyer was standing on the line when he let that one go, so he only gets credit for 2, and it's 12 points now for Zach Troyer.
Need a couple of stops.
There's an understatement.
Need a lot of stops.
Clinton right down the lane, missed the layup. Rebound loose, it comes away to Titus. Schuyler finds Buzzard, and he gets it to McDowell, who draws the hoop and the horn. Fouled by Davis. McDowell now with 6, and they'll go to the line for another free throw for Reliance Construction.
Watch it again on the TCU replay. Nice pass to the baseline. Look at the head fake. Right into the body of Davis. Draws a foul. Wakarusa Medical Clinic knows the importance of a solid education and is a proud sponsor of high school sports. They want to remind students to challenge themselves with academics as well as athletics. Wakarusa Medical Clinic thanks the community for their continued patronage.
Well, McDowell gets his own rebound and gets fouled again, and he'll go back to the line for 2 more for Reliance Construction. The foul called on Jake Palmer, and that's his 3rd. Reliance Construction, your custom home builder and remodeling expert. Dan Gunn says, oh, sure, now we get the foul calls. But it's not too late, 6:09 to go. Huge hill for Northwood to climb, down 17. McDowell has given them some good minutes off the bench today. When Brown went into foul trouble, he's got 7 points.
Folks, when you have problems with plumbing, heating, air conditioning, or refrigeration, the name to remember is Yoder Stutzman. They've been serving the Nappanee community for 35 years and are committed to offering prompt expert service for your home mechanical systems. Yoder Stutzman, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning, building lasting solutions.
McDowell drains both of those. It's a 15-point game. Clinton on the run to Wendell. He got the layup. Jared with 13 today. He had a steal by Clinton, fouled by Titus. The 2 quarterbacks collide.
Turnover number 20 against Northwood results in a 2-point opportunity for Chad Clinton.
Clinton just sat back there like a bird of prey and waited for that pass.
Carl Flickinger Jr. invites you to Hunter's Hideaway in Nappanee, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Hunter's Hideaway boasts a 6-page menu including salads, steaks, burgers, and incredible appetizers. Watch your favorite team on one of 15 televisions at Hunter's Hideaway. They're in Nappanee.
Chad Clinton now with 9 points in the game. He's the team's leading 3-point shooter, but that hasn't had to be a factor in his game today. Plymouth gets it right back up to a 19-point advantage. McDowell with the 3. Ring-a-ding-ding, just call Persing. Persing Tire and Lube sponsoring the 3-pointer, and Aaron McDowell now with 11.
Boy, it's just so tough to imagine any kind of a comeback against a team as disciplined as Plymouth and a team that shoots free throws as well as Plymouth. Well, both these teams shoot free throws very well on the season.
As many stops in a row as you would have to get to overcome a 16-point deficit.
You think about that lead for Plymouth, you think about the 8-0 start of the game and the 7-0 start to the second half.
Davis backs his man down, lays it in. Randy now with 28. And he almost had another steal. And he does. Gives it off to Renz for the layup.
Hoosier Driving Academy is dedicated to teaching safe and responsible driving, serving all of Michigan at their Plymouth location. Hoosier Driving Academy, state accredited with professional instructors, is service and safety oriented and takes interest in each student. Visit their website at www.who'syourdriving.com or call them toll-free at 866-936-2659. Hoosier Driving Academy, keeping you collision-free for life.
61-41 Plymouth. And Davis isn't done yet. We saw a 32-point performance from Josh Maggard of Northwestern in the 2A semi-state. Davis might be on his way to matching that today. He's got a season high with 28. Palmer misses both those shots, and Titus gets the rebound. Bussard has it taken away again by Davis. He might be in double figures with steals now with 10.
Whole different level of intensity and quickness for Plymouth here today.
Troyer bumping Davis. And a palming violation called on Randy Davis.
The Heckman Insurance Agency in Napanee is proud of the Panthers and applauds head coach Dan Gunn and assistant coaches Phil Leckleiter, Devon Scobie, and Bill Belinsky. Congratulations to the seniors and the entire team for stepping up and getting it done from the Heckman Insurance Agency in Napanee.
Well, certainly you have to applaud Northwood for getting here, but that wasn't their thought when they came into this one today. Brown putting up the rebound. He missed the shot. Battle for the loose ball. It's going the other way. The foul called on Zach Troyer.
Well, as they take a walk, we'll tell you that Napanee Farm Service and 4 Acre Farm Service carry all your livestock feed. Both are full-service mills featuring steam fleet feeds for dairy, heifer, steer, and horses, as well as pet foods and bird feed. Grain buyers for corn and soybeans, remember Napanee and 4 Acre Farm Service, proud supporters of the Panthers and the Falcons.
Clinton will go back to the line here for Plymouth. He really has improved his assist-to-turnover ratio this year. Much better job of taking care of the ball than we've seen in seasons past from Chad, and you would expect that from a senior. He now has 10 points, his 17th game in double figures this year. Had 16 the first time against Northwood. Misses that one, 10 today. 21-point Pilgrim lead. Engelmeyer couldn't hit that one. The rebound to Troyer, and he is fouled on the way up by Renz.
Heartfelt Creations in Napanee is your store for all your scrapbooking and stamping needs. They're located in the Country Center on the east side of Napanee. Heartfelt Creations has rubber art stamps, supplies, and gifts designed to inspire the creative genius in you. Visit them at their store or on the web at heartfeltcreations.biz.
Zach Troyer, now with 13 points in the contest, takes these free throws, sponsored by Reliance Construction, where ultimate quality and customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Troyer has averaged 18 points a game here in the tournament, not too far off of that today with 14. And gets the interception briefly there. Then Clinton and Troyer battle for the ball. No call made as both went to the floor. Davis working around Engelmeyer and draws the foul. Choice of Brown or Troyer down there, but if it's Troyer, it'd be his 5th. Instead, they give it to Brown. That's only his 3rd. Take another look on the TCU replay.
Davis so quick, he sees an opening. He knows the worst he's going to wind up with his free throws. Folks, for 24 years, Bears Auto Body Repair in Wakarusa has been serving the entire area. From small dings and dents to complete body and frame repair, Bears Auto Body Repair is a full-service body shop. Insurance work or individual service, the name to remember is Bears.
Davis misses the first. I think one of the more impressive stats on Randy Davis is he led this team in rebounding last year. He's 5'11". 29 points now and double figures in steals for Randy Davis today, and it's a 20-point Plymouth lead. Adams for 3. Back iron no good. Troyer went up strong, got the rebound and put it in. Nice play by Zach. Here's Clinton on a 2-on-1. Takes it right into Brown, missed the layup, no call. Davis gets the rebound. Or excuse me, Wendell got it out to Davis.
Another offensive rebound for Plymouth. Folks, Infinity Landscapes in Napanee features rubber mulch from tires that have been cleaned, shredded, and recycled for landscaping and playground projects. You're actually helping the environment when you use them. Call 773-3799 to learn more. Infinity Landscapes, we soften your fall.
On the way back from last year's semi-state, we said, well, it wouldn't surprise us to see Plymouth there again. This is a completely different performance for the Pilgrims today in this semi-state.
Couple reasons to be focused coming into today, Chuck. The loss last year in the semi-state, also the loss to this Northwood team at home, one of the few blemishes on their record at home this year. Matter of fact, I think it's the only one.
Plymouth just ball handling here.
Persing Tire and Lube on the west edge of Napanee does tune-ups, alignments, DOT inspections, brake work, and of course, they sell tires. When you need tires and service that go the extra mile, ring-a-ling-ling, just call Persing. Persing Tire and Lube, 773-5566.
Clinton holding the ball with Troyer and Engelmeyer standing there. Now Clinton travels. But Plymouth killed a minute off the clock with that possession.
12th turnover for Plymouth, 24 in the game for Northwood. Delmar Catering in Napanee caters to all your special events, whether it's banquets, weddings, anniversaries, or church gatherings. Give them a call at 773-3012. Delmar Catering.
Zach Troyer, the senior who carried this Northwood team into the semi-state, checks out for the final time. Dustin Eby takes his place. Kelly Adams will go out. And Plymouth will clear the bench now, too, and take out its starters. You'll see them again next week when they play at Conseco Fieldhouse in the IHSAA 3A state finals.
Well, I just love what Dan Gunn's doing. He's giving each one of these kids a chance to come over, and he's showing his appreciation for them, their effort. What a tremendous, tremendous special year for Northwood. Losing their top two scorers from last year and coming back and making it to the semi-state. But boy, hats off to the Plymouth Pilgrims. What a performance we've seen today out of the red and white clad Pilgrims. They came ready to play today.
Jeremy Wren speeds down the court now, gets it to Nick Neidlinger. Neidlinger in trouble outside. Got it off to a teammate and got it back. Sam Falstich in the lineup, wears 42. Ryan Welch out there, number 52 as well. Touched the ball a moment ago. All these kids work so hard in practice and sometimes rarely are able to be rewarded with playing time. PJ Grutter in there. So it's nice to see them be able to say, hey, I did play in a semi-state. Steal here by Northwood as Dustin Eby pilfers that one. Skylar Titus comes down the lane, lost the handle. Here's Engelmeyer, a senior, had it knocked away. It could be a sloppy final 30 seconds here.
Well, we want to thank the athletic directors, certainly from these two schools, and really all the athletic directors and administrators around Northern Indiana. They've made our job so much easier this year, and couldn't do it without them, wouldn't want to do it without them. It's been great working with them again this year.
Dustin Eby goes down the baseline and gets a basket. Dustin, a 5'10 junior. 63-47 appears to be what the final count will be in this one. Down to 10 seconds. Hugs all in front of the Plymouth bench. They'll be seen red in Indianapolis next week. The Plymouth Pilgrims are coming back to Conseco Fieldhouse. Jack Edison leads his Plymouth team down for handshakes with the Northwood Panthers. And the Pilgrims, very impressive today in a 63-47 triumph over conference rival Northwood. Plymouth goes on to the Class 3A state finals. We'll be back to tell you all about it on the Papa John's post-game show coming up in a moment on the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week postgame show is brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Chuck Freeby, Bob Nagel, and Bo Hunt back inside the Tiger Den in Warsaw, where the Plymouth fans celebrate with their team on the floor. A 63-47 win over Northwood. and a trip to the 3A state finals. Time now to name our Shelburne Clinic Player of the Game. If you've been watching, you can probably name him too. He's standing by with Bo Hunt.
Down here, Randy Davis, WHME TV Player of the Game, 29 points, semi-state championship, going back to state. Also had 11 steals tonight, a double-double. What are your thoughts on the game?
I thought we really just came out wanting to get them back for them putting a loss at us at our place. And I think we came out focused and ready to play.
Thoughts on state? You're going back for the second time for you?
This time we're going to try finishing it all out.
Congratulations. Good luck down at state. Back to you guys.
Randy Davis goes to celebrate with his teammates, and we salute our player of the game, brought to you by the Shelburne Clinic. Dr. Shelburne and the physical therapy staff specialize and treat only knee injuries, no referral required. And our electrical workers, Local 153, electrifying play of the game, supplied by who else? Randy Davis. This sequence really tells the story of the contest. He goes in, gets the layup, turns around, steals the inbounds pass, gets an assist on the layup by Jason Renz, and Davis, the star of the game, and turnovers, the story of the game in this one.
Well, turnovers 24 for Northwood in the game, 13 for Plymouth. Davis, 29 points. He led the team in rebounding, assists, and of course the 11 steals led the way as well. 30 minutes, 29 points. A couple of great performances. The first game, just a tremendous performance that we saw from Josh Magyar with 32. We see Randy Davis with 29. 61 points out of two players. We saw two of the best in the state today.
And we work with some of the best. Our TV46 crew has done a great job throughout the year. We appreciate them. We appreciate all of you watching. Now for Bo Hunt and Bob Nagel, this is Chuck Freeby saying the final score from Warsaw, Plymouth 63, Northwood 47. Congratulations to the Plymouth Pilgrims. They're headed to Conseco.
The TV46 High School Game of the Week has been brought to you by Martin Supermarkets, Teachers Credit Union,